Alright guys, welcome back to my channel. As promised, we're going to do a piranha video today. I've got one spawn so far from this pair, and I'm not sure yet whether I've got another spawn in this tank or not. Let's take a look. So what's going on? The male's over here, a little bit smaller, thinner fish, and the female is here and very protective of that little nest area there. As you can see, she's a little bit thicker fish, a little bit larger. They are both just beat up. I gotta tell you, piranhas are just brutal to each other, especially during that whole spawning ritual, which I'm going to show you. I've got some footage of that, and I've got footage of the fry. So what I'll do is I'm probably going to wait a couple of days still, and then obviously I'm not going to put my hands in there to check to see if those if there's a spawn in there or not. But what I do is put a siphon in there and a hose and siphon out water and run it through there and pull out all of the fry. But I'll go ahead right now and show you kind of the mating spawning ritual that these things go through. They're pretty brutal with each other. They chew their fins off, they slap each other around, they just flat out beat each other up. I'm surprised that they even survive it. And I've got some footage of the actual spawning occurring. So let's just get right into that, and I'll kind of talk you through what's happening as we're watching it. Okay, so here we've got the male closest to us. The female is behind him. Really, there aren't many visible differences between the two fish. I notice that the female sometimes can get a little bit darker, but as you can see, they kind of slap each other around. He coaxes her over to that nest, and they spend a bunch of time pushing it down and kind of creating a little hole. I've always heard that piranha use, little nests that they dig out in the gravel. But they're loving that Christmas garland right there. But you can see she's just pushing it down, kind of inspecting what he's got going there. But this literally went on for hours and hours. I've probably got 4 or 5 hours of footage of these two fish doing exactly what they're doing now. Pushing that down, kind of getting it ready, getting it the way they like. But you can see the ragged fins, you can see the bite marks and the missing scales, and they're just tough on each other. So in the next little clip coming up, I believe we have some footage of them actually doing the spawning itself, either just practice runs, or there you go right there, they kind of get down in there, and I can't really tell if they've released any eggs right then or not. Couldn't see it, but they did this type of behavior here for probably an hour or so, where they got really close down into that nest, and it seems like this is the actual act of spawning. right there, possibly some more spawning activity. So that's what it looks like. I set the camera up and left the fish room so that they could do it without any interference. So now we have the fry. Now these are about, I would say, 3 days old, and you can see their little pink bellies full of brine shrimp. So they're eating, but they huddle up in one big mass on the bottom of the aquarium. Not really any swimming around yet. And now we are at probably 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks, and you can see they are active, swimming around. The footage isn't great, but on a few of them, now that they're getting a little larger, you can see the black stripe at the tail, and they're just eating and they're doing great. So I'm pretty happy with the results so far. Okay guys, so that's the piranha update. I really did not intend to breed these. It was completely accidental. For some reason or another, the conditions in this tank were just exactly what these two wanted. Like I've said before in my videos, you know, there's 100 ways of doing things in this hobby. Not every way works for everybody. So my only advice is find what works for you and go with it. Even if it's an accidental find like this, it's interesting. Can't sell these things. It's illegal to transport them and sell them here in my state. So basically I'm just raising that first group just for me and to enjoy and add to the list of fish that I've bred. But I hope you enjoyed this video, and we'll see you on the next one. Bye.